it's Ryan Frank. Welcome to episode number 16 of Becoming Mr. Insurance. My journey as a pastor, publisher, entrepreneur, and aspiring insurance agency owner. Thank you so much for tuning in. Before we get into today's content and a bit of an update on where we're at with our insurance journey, let me mention two things. One, thank you for watching this podcast. Whether you're listening or watching on the YouTube version of the podcast, thank you so much. I do want to mention, I hope that you'll check out the Ryan Frank podcast. This is my weekly podcast. It's been running for, 5 or 6 years. I just reformatted the podcast. We took a couple weeks off for Christmas break, but you'll enjoy, I think, the new format of the podcast. Please go check out the Ryan Frank podcast anywhere you find your podcasts that you enjoy listening to. There's also a YouTube version of the Ryan Frank podcast. All of the links to my podcast and all of my good stuff can be found at ryanfrank.com. Also, I'd love for you to join my text list. Just send me a text. My number is 765, write this down, 765-441-4598. 765-441-4598. Send me a text. I'll text you back, and I'd love to send you a regular dose of encouragement and inspiration to help you in your life journey. Today I want to talk to you about 5 things I've learned so far in my insurance journey. Before I do, we are so grateful. We have so many great updates I could share with you. We have signed a lease for an office space in Carmel, Indiana, beautiful Carmel, Indiana. We take possession of our office February 1st, Lord willing. Getting all new carpet and paint, furniture, all that stuff's happening right now. Also, we are selling insurance, which is a big praise. So if you're in Indiana, right now we're only selling to Indiana for the time being. If you're in Indiana, please reach out to us, frankinsurancemanagement.com. We've got 3 people selling from Texas, selling policies for us in Indiana. We also have our agency manager in place, ready to talk to you here in Indiana. And we are building our team out as we speak. So we're very, very grateful for that. Social media is up and running. All of those links can be found at frankinsurancemanagement.com. Or of course, you can get to any of the companies that we run and all of our stuff from ryanfrank.com. 5 things that I've learned so far in my insurance journey. I think that these are going to help you whether you're in insurance or you aspire to be in insurance, or whether you're in the car wash business or in food service, or you sell cars, or you service lawnmowers. Whatever you do, I think you're going to find these helpful. Even for those of you that are pastors and ministry leaders, I think you're going to find this beneficial as well. Here's the first thing I've learned so far from my journey in insurance, and that is it's a patience game. It's a patience game. I have said to Beth frequently, like over the last 6 months, man, this is dragging on and on and on. But then she's like, Ryan, stop and think about it. It was barely over a year ago that we decided to get into insurance. And you've taken all these tests and you've studied and you've partnered with Quantum and you've invested all this money, and now you're hiring people and you've got an office. And so, for me, I'm ready. My motto in life seems to be ready, fire, aim. I'm ready when I get an idea to go. It's taken a long time for me, these 12, 13, 14 months, but really it's gone fast. But for me, I've had to learn to be patient. I'm still being patient. I'm ready to get our team in that office and just love on this team that we're building at Frank Insurance Management so that they'll love on the people that we're serving. But you know what? So much of life is a patience game. You just have to be patient. The old saying, good things come to those that wait. There's a little bit of truth to that, right? There's a little bit of a mix between you've got to have the hustle and the drive with the willingness to be patient along the way. I think Alexa's talking to me in the other room. She thinks I'm talking to her. I don't know what's going on, but we'll just kind of ignore that for right now. Here's number 2. Don't stop learning. Don't stop learning. This is the second lesson that I've learned. And that is, I need to have a growth mindset. And you need to have a growth mindset. Ryan, what are you doing at 47 years old of age? You've had a successful career in the ministry. You've started these companies that are up and going. Why at 47 are you trying to learn something new? Why are you trying to get into a field that you absolutely know nothing about? Here's one reason why, because I hope that with my age I'm getting wise, but I always want to be curious. I want to be wise, yes, but I also want to be curious, and I want to learn, and I want to grow. And this has forced me to learn and grow probably like no other thing that I've done in my adult life. And so, I'm not only talking about passing a test so I get a license. I'm talking about growing my network in an area that I've never been networked in before, right? Learning how to recruit people. Most of my businesses are ministry related. How do you recruit people that aren't in the church, and it's a whole new arena for me. It's been so fun, but I've had to learn. I've had to be willing to be humble and curious and learn. And you know what? If you want great things for your destiny, for your future, you've got to be committed to having a growth mindset. You don't have it figured out. You don't have everything figured out. Always be curious to learn about what's new and what's next. All right, here's the third thing that I've learned so far in my insurance journey, and that is dream big. Dream big. You know what? It's the whole risk reward thing, right? And the willingness and the desire to dream big. We've got big dreams. Beth and I have loved dreaming big about where we're going to go with this insurance company. I've loved beginning to brainstorm with Joe, our agency manager. Of course, we're having some great conversations with the executives at Quantum about where we're going to go, and we've got big plans. And we're going to require some giant steps of faith. But you know what? It's often a result of those giant steps of faith that great things happen. And so, be willing to dream big, and to be willing to dream crazy, and to trust those big, crazy God ideas that you have. Some of you've always dreamed of starting your own business. Don't give up on that dream. Take the steps that you need to take to make that happen. Whatever God's put in your heart, that dream, don't die without ever attempting those dreams and attempting things that are bigger than you are. Here's a fourth thing that I've learned. You've got to take some risks. You've got to take some risks. Just mentioned a minute ago, the risk reward. You've got to be willing to take some serious risks. And I understand as a family, we're taking some risks. I'm putting a lot of time into this. I'm putting a lot of money into this, putting a lot of resources into this. And it could all fail. I understand that. God gives, God takes away. Human plans, our plans fail sometimes, as well-intended as we are. But are you willing to take some risks? The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward, right? The smaller the risk, the smaller the reward. If you're dreaming of big things, but you're not willing to take a big risk, I don't want to hear about your big dreams, right? Now, if you're willing to take some big risk, I love to sit down with you and talk about your dreams. Be willing to take those big risks. Here's my final point. Thanks for tuning in. Got to surround yourself with the right people. I've learned this. You've got to surround yourself with the right people. I am every week meeting new people. I'm going to be on a podcast tomorrow, an insurance podcast. I don't know anything about, what to say on an insurance podcast. Who am I? I'm going to figure it out as I go, right? I'm meeting new bankers. I'm meeting new people in the agency or in the insurance that own insurance agencies and in the industry space, in the insurance space. I'm expanding my network. I am learning. I'm growing, and that has been huge, right? You've got to surround yourself with good people, and you've got to surround yourself with the right people. You really are only as strong as the people around you, and the people around you are they're going to lift you up and help you dream bigger and think bigger and plan bigger and believe bigger and trust bigger. and think positively, or you're going to be around people that think negatively and think small and aren't action oriented and don't think amazing things are going to happen. Don't hang around those people. Hang around people who are going to make you better. Surround yourself with the right people. It'll make all the difference in the world. There are 5 lessons I've learned so far. It'll be interesting in 6 months to see how these lessons have changed or if we've added any to it. But for right now, it's be patient. So much of life is a patience game. Don't stop learning. Dream big, take risks, and surround yourself with the right people. That's a big game changer. Friends, before you turn off the podcast or push stop on YouTube, send me a text, 765-441-4598. I promise I'll text you back as soon as I can. It might not be right away, but I will text you back. Send me a text. I'd love to send you some regular encouragement and inspo to help you wherever life is taking you. You know what? I believe you are a blessed person. God has great things in store for you. You're not average. God has created you uniquely you. Follow your heart, follow your dreams, follow God first and foremost. He has great things in store for your life. Thanks for tuning in to episode number 16 of Becoming Mr. Insurance. We'll talk to you next time.